What's up, world? It's your boy Nextstop Sirchcity.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Neda, and we're back at it once again. And
Yes,
what
yes, y'all.
episode is this?
Uh, 13.
13. Next Level Chef Season
13.
2, Episode 13.
My camera was confusing me.
Hilarious.
No, but yeah, as Nita said, episode 13. Look, guys, we are coming down to it. This was the top six. Top six
Yeah.
this episode, right?
hmm
So now what I am confused about is I thought next week is the finale.
Well, don't forget they're dropping 2 episodes.
But they didn't even say, okay. Well, we'll see. I don't know.
I
Let's talk
mean,
about this week. I don't know.
I, I mean, did you watch the previews too next week?
Yeah, it didn't say anything about the finale. It's semifinals.
We'll touch on that a little bit later.
That's what I'm saying. All right, but look, let's go over what was going on this week. As we know, last week we lost Michelle. Just a quick review. The winners last week was Chris and Omi. Omi ended up taking the time token. The losers was Michelle, Nuri, and Marine. And sad to say, we had to let go of Michelle.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
darn token.
That token curse. I want to know. We're going to see. Did that token curse rear its ugly head this week? Mm. But this week's cooking theme for Next Level Chef was surf and turf. Now, me personally, I've only had one type of surf and turf. It was just like steak
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
and lobster or steak and crab. I didn't know there was. They say there's other styles of
That
surf and
was
turf.
that was so weird. I was going to bring that up. It was very interesting seeing the different
Mhm.
diversity of a take on a shrimp and turf. I mean, a surf and turf. I was like, what? Like they had octopus up in there.
Yeah. Have you ever had octopus?
I I had, and I
Oh
spit
my
it
god.
out. I spit it
Mhm.
out like because I felt it was very chewy, and then I was
That's what she said.
afraid. I was afraid to like
You was afraid to what?
no, because you be taking it left, so I'm not going to even
Oh,
say it.
I'm trying to
I'll
figure out.
I'll to swallow it
That's what she said.
because I thought it was going to get cause I thought it was going to get stuck. So I ended up just spitting it out. Like
That's
I chewed it like for a good 15 minutes.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm done.
That's
It
what she
probably
said.
wasn't that long, but it was like 15 minutes. Well, I don't know.
Okay.
And I was like, okay,
Well,
never again will I ever eat that.
I've never had octopus. Never even been in probably a restaurant that served octopus. Where did you have octopus at? When you were on like a vacation?
No, my mom brought it into the house.
Wow, in the United States. Okay. Your mom just randomly said, "Hey, you want some octopus?" Whoa. Okay. Well, I've never had it, but we're gonna see how well it turned out. This
It
week,
didn't.
just it really didn't. If you watch the show, you know how it went. But this week, just to let you guys know, we had Gordon. He was in the middle. Naisha was in the basement, and Blaze was on top. As far as the cooks, we had Chris and Omi, number one. They were on top. Middle was Pilar and Tucker, and at the bottom we had Nuri and Marine.
Mhm.
Nita, what was going on this week?
Well, Nori Nori was excited about he seemed excited. No, wait, I'm sorry. My notes are confusing. I'm sorry. I have Nuri was excited, and then he remembered. Oh, yes, Nuri was excited, but then he remembered he was in the basement for this challenge. So the excitement kind of dwindled because he was like, he's going to get the last of the last.
Mm-hmm.
So that excitement kind of like dwindled. Omi, like you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
or if you mentioned, I can't remember, she won the time token
Mm-hmm.
and she decided to use the 10 seconds for herself. Chris made a hilarious statement.
No, she
He
didn't use it on herself.
She got extra 10 seconds. She got the first pick. Oh no, she used it against him.
Mhm.
I be getting confused.
She used it on Chris. Chris was like, "Good luck with that curse that we've
I,
been."
yeah,
But no,
that's
yeah,
exactly what he said. No, that's exactly, and I thought that was hilarious. And I
yeah.
liked how the editing team went back with the three. So I honestly, Chris didn't seem like he was phased. Like
At
he was like,
first, until he ran up to that platform and dropped his prawns all over the platform because he
yeah,
was rushing. But
uh-huh.
he was a little nervous. At first, he was like, "I got this." Then he ran up there and like,
Mm-hmm.
all the prawns fall all over the place.
Mhm,
like,
mhm,
okay.
mhm. And I'm not gonna lie, like Omi for a while looked really good, but well,
Hmm.
you know. Um Nuri, I forgot what he grabbed, but it seemed like he was second guessing himself
The
with
more
this
we get,
dish.
the more we get into this competition, the more he's second guess. He's just all over the place. Not
Mm-hmm.
like we saw the confident 22-year-old chef at the beginning. It's more like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? And now you should say that, yo, calm down. like,
Yeah,
like just cook. Like,
yeah.
all you gotta do is cook. You're doing too much.
And can you remind the people the meat that Nuri picked and the meat that Marine picked?
I don't know what meat Nuri picked. Nuri picked a venison and oyster.
Yes.
And
Okay.
Marine had
The
veal
veal.
and tuna.
So both chefs in the basement never cooked with this meat. So Nuri never cooked with the veal. Marine never cooked with,
No, he never cooked with oysters.
oh, it was oysters.
Mm.
Okay. And Marine never cooked with, what was it? Well, you just said it.
No, she cooked with that stuff before.
No,
Pilar
she's
Pilar never
no,
cooked with rib cap.
no. I honestly remember Maureen said she never cooked with this meat before. The meat that she never
Veal?
cooked with that. Yeah.
I thought she made
Oh
something veal earlier. Well,
no, that wasn't her. That was
either way, Matt,
Michelle. No,
Matt,
Matt.
Matt. That was his
Matt. There
first
you
dish.
go. There you go. And was it Tucker?
I don't
Tucker,
know.
remember, made the fried veal or something.
Yeah, that didn't go over too well.
Yep.
You
So it
are
wasn't.
correct.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay. And speaking of Maureen, she is the last home cook standing.
Or is she? Dun dun dun.
Well, in this
Yeah,
episode,
she
she
was
is.
she
Yes.
was putting on for the home team. I was rooting for her. I'm like, oh dang, I didn't even realize this. She said till she said it,
Yeah.
the last home cook. So
Yeah, I was rooting for her too. She
mhm,
was the last home cook, and Omi is the last social media
got
cook.
you.
Yep.
Mm. Okay,
Um,
can we circle back to Pilar? Because Pilar was getting on my nerves this episode.
Go ahead.
She was all over the place. Like I said, she was another one. She grabbed rib cap and was like, I never really cook with it. Don't know what to do with it. And pretty much struggled the whole cook time, the whole 45 minutes. Gordon's like, what are you doing? Like, stop. Just let it cook. Stop this. Just cook it. Cook it. Cook it. Cook
Yeah,
it. Cook it. Cook
yeah,
it. Cook it. And then she said it. She's like, I don't even know if this is done. Like, this is as we're plating and we're coming down to the final minute. She was like, I'm not even going to know if this is done until I cut it. And then when she started cutting it, she was like, I don't know if this is done. I was just like, oh, this goes back to what I said before. I love Pilar, but we don't know which Pilar we gonna get. The
yeah,
confident going to take over Pilar, or the oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. Pilar. And this week was kind of scary for her.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know.
I agree. And Omi was very confident. She looked good. She was
I
like she was going to break the curse, and I was
I thought
like,
she had a good concept. I thought it was really
I
dope.
thought I thought so too, but apparently the chefs thought otherwise. Or I'm sorry, the judges.
real quick, the dish that Marine cooked, that was not the dish that Naisha suggested that she cook, right? Because
I
when
don't.
they first went to the thing to their they grabbed their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Naisha gave Marine advice on a dish because she was like, I don't never really seen tuna and this together. And
Right.
Naisha said, hey, there's this dish called whatever it was called.
Yes, and she said drizzle the use the
Mm-hmm.
tuna as
Use
the
the tuna as
sauce.
the sauce. And then Marine was
Yes.
like, I just think that's going to turn out gloopy, so I'm not going to do that. Marine,
See,
I love
see,
you, but I feel like when
see.
people give you advice, you don't want to take it. I
Because
feel
I
like she
mean,
gets stuck in her head.
because that's how she landed in the basement. Because Gordon last week told her soak your cake, and she was like, "Oh, I don't need to soak this cake." And what happened? It turned out dry. Understand? You may have cooked this. I mean, baked this cake before, but you did not bake it at a professional level.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a professional chef who told you to soak the cake, and you said, "Oh no, it's fine."
Exactly.
And then this week, you had another professional chef that gave you good advice, and you didn't take it. And well, I don't want to jump ahead, but yeah.
Yeah. Something else that was last week we saw Chris do his thing, right? He really
Mm-hmm.
like because he has that palette where he could just merge different things together. And last week it showed in his baking. This week he started to overcomplicate it a little bit, and I started to get a little nervous because I'm like, he's making like three different sauces, and we like, yo, just bring it in. Don't
Yeah,
don't
he
don't
really
do too much.
did. Yes. I was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Three sauces? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a person who loves sauce,
Mm-hmm.
but three different sauces for one dish?
Yeah, I was
That's
getting a little worried. That's something that we saw Nuri do where he was trying to do three different things. We're just like, okay,
it's
we
like
saw
learn
this
from your
last week.
fellow, right? Learn from your fellow chefs on what not to do.
Yeah, but we going to take a look and see if that actually turned out good for him. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much that was going on this week. I don't know if you have
Yeah, pretty
anything else.
much. No.
Pilar went crazy. Chris overcomplicated, and Marine was like, "I'm not listening to you guys." So
And real
let's
quick, wait,
go ahead.
real quick. Wasn't Pilar's meat still raw by the time she
Yes,
plated it? Okay.
yes. That's what I'm saying. Rib cap. First of all, she did rib cap and she did oyster. I mean, the octopus.
Octopus. Yeah.
Everything she did was raw. The octopus was chewing gum, and the rib cap was raw. But let's take a look at what everybody cooked.
Yes.
So Marine this week she cooked veal chop in a tuna belly with a spicy tomato sauce with charred cabbage, corn, and carrot succotash. Chris did a roasted lamb with crispy prawns and a prawns bordelaise with roasted carrots. Tucker did a phenomenal New York strip steak with a salt and pepper deep fried squid and a bacon sauteed carrot. We had Nuri with the roasted venison with crispy oysters and glazed carrots and red pepper. We got the homie Omi who had a rolled ribeye with a scuba dive scallop, corn and potato chowder with carrots and Swiss chard. And that final one, we had the mooing rib cap with the swimming octopus and the time reduction sauce.
I love how you name these dishes.
I'm just saying.
That is hilarious. I love it. We need to capitalize on that. That is hilarious. Well, let's get into it. Favorite dish? I have two.
Ooh, guess what I have? I have two. I want to see if you have what I have.
Well, I think we could agree on at least one.
Tucker,
Yes,
Des,
hands
yeah,
down. Hands down.
Tucker, definitely.
And who's
And
your second?
Chris.
Me too.
Despite the fact that he went crazy with a bunch of sauces and stuff, his dish turned out really great.
Yeah.
Like Tucker,
Yeah.
Chris is like I'm rooting for Chris now because it's like he's right there every
He's
week,
right
and it's like
there. He
ah,
got it. He got it. He has it. He
but
has it. He has it.
Tucker just edged him out just a little bit. They love the salt and pepper fried squid that she did. It was hitting on point as well as that strip, that New York strip. I mean, come on, it was
Yeah.
New York strip. But yeah, that's who I have. Chris and Tucker. Shout out Chris for reeling it in and doing a good job.
Yes.
Um, but what comes with the best is also the worst.
The worst.
And I have two for my worst.
Really, I have three.
Really? Okay, well, who do you have with your
Well,
worst?
I mean, it's obvious. Pilar.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Her animals were still alive, so we mm-mm.
Maureen.
That's my two. That's the two I have.
So this person, I think if it was two separate dishes, it would have been good
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't say that the dish was bad, but to combine the two together, the judges said it didn't make sense. And unfortunately, this dish goes to Omi.
I am shocked.
Okay.
Wow, Nita. I am very shocked. I just didn't see, due to the fact that they like her dish separate. I didn't think she had worse dish. I just think she didn't make best dish. Like that's how I was looking at. Like same thing with Nuri. Like
The
they like
token.
one part, huh?
The token.
Yeah, but that don't make it the worst. I mean, she
No,
just
no,
didn't do
no.
good because they said that her flavors were good. It just would have been good separate,
But that's what I'm saying. But that
but it
defeats
did.
the whole purpose because it's supposed to be a surf and turf, so you're supposed to be able
But
to
it
eat
was
it
a surf and
together.
turf. You just had to go surfing in Hawaii, and you do the
No,
surf in Kentucky. I don't.
but they didn't want to do that. They wanted to combine
I get it.
the two together, and that's what hurt her.
Then why
Sorry,
you ain't had
Omi.
Nuri on there?
I feel like I've been hard on Nuri for like 3 weeks, man. I feel like the man deserved a break.
I got you. I got you. All right. Well, let's take another look, and let's go over best plating. For best plating, I have three.
I have one.
Really? I already know who yours is.
Who is it?
Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, her plating was dope. But I thought
Mm-hmm.
there were two other people who had real good plating. Omi
Okay.
was one of them. I really loved her idea of how she had the big scallop in the shell, the sauce dripping onto the plate next to the steak or whatever she cooked. That was dope. I liked her plating, and I like Chris plating. I thought his plating was pretty good too.
Okay.
So that's who I have. But as you was like Tucker, that's it. But her plate was dope. Her plate was dope. But let's get into it real quick. Who had the worst plate?
Maureen.
You just got one?
Yeah.
I got two.
Who do you
Marine
have?
Marine is one of them. I was like, this is horrible.
Hers. Hers look like slop.
Yeah, it just started. Yeah, I didn't. That tomato sauce thing she was doing, didn't work out.
Nope.
Um, and
It
I
looked
have Pilar.
horrible.
I have Pilar. Pilar's plating
Mm,
looked horrible. Her sauce was all over the place. Didn't really look edible. I didn't like it. I said I wouldn't even have tasted this. But yeah, I have Marine and I have Pilar.
got
So
you.
both
I'm not
worst dish
mad.
and worst plate.
I'm not mad.
Sorry.
All right. So, challenge winner, overall winner. It was only one this
Yeah, I
week.
was shocked. I said, "Oh boy, okay, only one cooking in the top next week."
Only one. And
Only
I
one.
mean, I think you guys already know, already can guess it.
The most consistent chef in next level chef history. The winner this week was Tucker. Not surprised. She killed it. She was not coming to play no games, and she
Mm-mm.
did her thing. Like her surf
And
and turf. I want to taste
yeah,
that so bad. Yo, Tucker,
Tucker.
I'm looking.
Hey,
I'm looking in the camera. I want some of the salted, the pepper, salt and pepper. I never had squid, but I want to try your dish. New
we
York
like to
strip
travel.
with
We
the
like to
salt and pepper
travel.
squid. Let's go. I just want to plate.
We like to travel. We'll
I'm just
travel.
saying. But
Yes.
yeah, Tucker won
And she has that level all to herself next week.
all by herself. She got it all next week. And guess what? The basement is looking crap. Well, either way, all right. The losers. We had some losers where I wrote down my two when he was
I did
announcing.
too. I did too.
The
I did too.
third one, I
I was
was
shocked.
shocked.
I was shocked. I was shocked.
'Cause the third one, all right. So just to let you guys know,
We on
I
the same
had
page.
I had Marine and I had Pilar. I said, all
Me
right, they going
too. Before he even picked them.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I sat there for a second and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I wrote down Nuri.
I know.
When
It was
he said Omi, I said, whoa. I said, I was like, Omi, really? Time token. That time token. Look, yo, if I was and that was the last one of the season. So luckily everybody's done with the time token.
yeah, that
That
was the
time
last one.
token came through and ran amok. Nobody who had the time token had
Nobody,
good success with it.
nobody, no matter how they try to strategize and how to use it, it didn't matter, yo.
Mm-mm.
It didn't because I think Pilar was the no, she wasn't. I'm sorry. It didn't matter if you use a extra 10 seconds for yourself or if you decided to use it against somebody. Somehow, some way, it still bit you in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
And
man.
the homie Omi ended up in an elimination. Woo, that
Mm-hmm.
was crazy. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so go ahead.
Well, speaking of the elimination, they had to cook a bird dish.
Yeah, and I believe I'm correct. Pilar picked another meat that she never cooked before. Am I correct? I was sitting here like, why do you keep it? But she had a good excuse. She's like, I want to show my range. Because I did talk about a certain contestant who kept cooking the same protein every week. I get that she
Yeah.
wanted to show her range, but guess where you show your range? During the competition,
Yeah. Not
not
on
the losing time.
elimination
I
round.
was like, don't do it now. Like I was
You already tried to show your range with the rib cap and you failed.
I got real nervous, but I mean, at the end of it, there were some hiccups during the elimination, but overall, they all cooked pretty good dishes. I think
So let's really dissect this and get into it, okay? One, I was worried about Maureen because she was having some
too much.
issues
She's
with
doing too
with
much.
with her meat. First of all, sticking to the grill, and then
Mm-hmm.
she decided to move it into the pizza oven,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then she also
Did
made
she?
pizza oven.
I thought the naan went into the pizza oven, the bread.
No, I think her meat did too.
That's what she
Because
said. All right.
it didn't cook on a grill. It kept sticking.
All
I
right.
I rewinded it back because I had to figure out well
What are you
what
putting in this
item?
pizza
Yeah,
oven?
I'm like, what is this? Is this an air fryer? Like I didn't know.
Pizza cooker. Dang.
Yeah, but what was that bread that she made?
Nam.
Yeah, that was really good.
That's Gordon was raving about that. Um,
However, the goal, or I'm sorry, the focus was on the bird,
the bird, not
not
the sides.
not the sides. And so it was like at this point, even the judges said it, like they were nitpicking because they
Mm-hmm.
said that the dishes were good. Like all of the dishes were good. But what was the star of the dish? Like how good
Yeah.
was the star of the dish?
Marine's chicken was a little dry, under seasoned just a tad bit, and they had to go with what you said. What was the star of the dish? And the star
Mm-hmm.
of the dish for Marine was her nom and not her chicken. So
Yeah,
overall, we had to say goodbye to
to
Marine.
Marine,
I
the
would
last
say,
home cook.
Marine, you are a G. You came in to this competition from the rip, killing it. You had all these crazy ingredients and concepts, and you every week by week by week, you was showing the judges why you should be there. I just want to say congratulations on making it this far to next level chef.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure this is not going to be the last time we see you on the TV. I follow you. I want some of that cooking, and we want you on the podcast because we love you. And that's my little spiel.
All right. So speaking of now, I'm sorry, speaking of next week. So there's going to be two different shows dropping. They're doing a double elimination in the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the show after will be the finale.
Mm.
So we will end with three people because there's five
Mm-hmm.
people left. So the
Two
finale
people
will
get
have
eliminated next
three.
week. First
Yep.
episode.
So that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. So we're coming down to the wire. Pretty much the last week. But guess what, guys? I don't want you to be afraid. I don't want you to sit there and ponder while you're at work thinking, hey, what are we going to review next? Like, how are they going to have a show if Next Level Chef is ending next week? I'm glad you asked. So, we are, I think, and Neda brought this up in a previous episode. We are going to be reviewing. I don't remember what season this is, what number season, but we
What,
are reviewing
14?
MasterChef 14 starts March 24th. We're going to be reviewing that next. But
Yes,
in the
Master
meantime,
Chef.
guess what you guys are going to be enjoying for the next couple weeks or so, next week and a half, so to speak.
Dun 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 dun.
May 19th, we have the incomparable Vinny Aaliyah, Next Level Chef Season 2 contestant, Boston, well, Massachusetts own. We got him in the building. We will be airing that May 19th. And just around the corner from that, right after we air that on May 23rd, we have the drama, guys. We brought the drama to you guys. We have Daryl, celebrity chef drama Taylor in the building on May 23rd. That's going to be taking over our original date, which is Tuesdays at 12. We're going to bring him to you guys live. See, we don't just sit around doing nothing, twiddling our fingers. We bring you guys the entertainment.
Yes, and hopefully we will be having a few more soon. Of course, we will let you guys know. But if you want to keep, keep up, hit that notification button to find out what's going on and what else we have in store.
Yep. That's all you got to do is follow us. But guys, it's been another great week of the Food We Watch podcast. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please let us know how you feel about this week's episode in the chat. And guess what? Neda, in case they want to hit you up, in case they want to see some of your work, your photography work, or just want to say a hi, how can they reach you?
Well, guys, you can say hello to me at Neda.foodphoto on Instagram and Facebook. And what about you?
All right, guys, you should already know at Sirchcity on all platforms. But guess what? If you can't reach me there, don't leave a message. Just head right on over to Normals Be Chefing on all platforms. I'm pretty sure I'm always over there looking at food and, looking at food. But Thank you guys for another week. This has been another episode of the Food We Watch podcast. But before we go, you already know we have to let you know that good things come and good things go. Life is like a box of chocolate. Summertime, y'all. That shit about to be melting.
I'm done.